Hello and welcome to Intentionate. This is my knitting podcast where I'm going to show you what I'm currently working on, what I have recently finished, and do a little bit of an update at the end of the video. And let's get right into it. It's currently morning, so I still have my coffee. Okay, so let's talk about what I have recently finished. I think I only have knitting this time. Usually I do knitting and crochet. I think I only have knitting, so let's start there. And also, this is my first knitting podcast of 2026. So some of these things was finished before the end of the year of 2025. And some of them I have just recently started and some are continuing on from the last year. So yeah, I might talk a little bit about that as I go through the items. So my first finished object is the twist socks. I have shown them before to you on my previous knitting podcasts. So these are socks that don't have a heel. They are just worked round and around and around, and they are pretty stretchy. So these are from my husband. He has a pair of these from earlier. Originally his grandmother made him a pair and then they were sort of worn down. He asked me to make another pair and he has one that he uses, but he wanted another pair. So we did that. So these are made in Sandnes Perfect. They are done. This time I did them on magic loop instead of DPMs, and I really prefer that method right now. It's just very easy to make. So I don't have a pattern for this. Maybe I should write one up. I don't know. Let me know if you want it. But this is the first finished pair, and these were done before the end of last year. Then the second thing that was finished, I think I finished this just before the end of the year too. I haven't blocked these, so sorry about that, but this pair, the yarn is Filcolana Arvetta, one of my favorite yarns. As you can see, it's not as pretty when it's not blocked, but it's just a pair of socks from my stash and I'm very happy they're done. Unless I say otherwise, I usually use the Crazy Sock Lady pattern. I link everything I can down below if you're interested in details. And also I link my Ravelry, but I use my Ravelry mostly for my larger projects. With these two done, I actually made 36 pairs of socks in 2025. I am pretty impressed by that. I have never counted before, but I think this is definitely the highest amount. I was just doing a lot of socks. I always have a pair of socks on the go because it's just so simple to me. I've made a lot of them and I can just work on that while doing other things. So yeah, with that being concluded, 36 pairs of socks for 2025. I have taken pictures of every single one of them, so I might have to do a little Instagram collage or something. I just made an Instagram also for this account, so if you want to find that, it's just Intentionate there as well. Then I have my Nordheimsundjakke. I am calling it almost done. It's not completely done. I will show you. All the parts are made. And the only thing I have left to do is to attach the arms. Now the pattern says you only need to sew under the arm here. That's not correct. And that's something I find often happens in the sort of Norwegian patterns brochures that I often use or have often used. They sort of just ignore the last finishing parts. I can do it and I will do it, I just haven't gotten around to it. It's been Christmas, it's been New Year's, and yeah. So it's almost done, and by the next time I film a podcast it will be done. I'm keeping myself accountable. I have also weaved in the ends, except for the very last one. And this is how it looks like. This is the back. And then I have both arms here and I just need to connect them. It's really just that. And also do the shoulder. I forgot about that part. So yeah, the finishing touches is not a good part of this pattern as it just ignores it. So, but I do have the experience to figure it out. I just haven't done it yet. So yeah, I'm counting that as a finished-ish thing. I'm not currently working on it. I just have the last finishing touches to go. Let's get into what I'm currently working on. Most of these projects are from 2025, but it's larger projects, so you'll see what I mean. Let's start with knitting. So as I said, I always have a pair of socks on the go. These are also Crazy Sock Lady. These are on 3mm. And yeah, I actually don't know what the yarn is. If you watched my recent yarn low buy and destashing video, I did mention that I am doing some sort of donation. This yarn is a part of that, but it's on my needles already, so I didn't include it in the total amount, or you know, how much yarn do I have for donations, but this is part of it. I am making a pair of socks. I don't know the yarn, but if I were to guess, I would say opal or something like that. It's very pretty. It has some fun color changes, and I'm just done with the heel and currently just working my way down the foot. And this is the first sock, and the first sock of 2026. I have no plans of trying to beat my 36 pair of socks. I am doing a big stash down and yarn low buy this year, so I'm definitely going to try to knit up the sock yarn I do have in my stash. And if you're curious, I have some videos that you can watch if you haven't watched them. Then I have another knit project, and this is a part of my self-made wardrobe, big project that I have that's probably going to be going for years. But this is something that I really wanted to make. It's something in a color I'm excited about. It's something in a material I'm excited about. I have made this sweater, but you know, it's pretty hot. It's wool. It's very fitting now because it's snowing outside, it's very cold, but I can't wear this year round. So I really need and want to make sweaters and cardigans that are in qualities I will be able to wear even during summer, for the most part, or at least also, you know, during spring and autumn. So I'm very excited about this. So this is the Cumulus Tee. I am going to make it to a sweater though by just extending the arms. This is my first petite knit pattern ever. I haven't done any of her patterns before. It's going to take forever. I casted this on in, I think it was mid-December, and I don't think I've shown it on the knitting podcast. So here it is. The color is a bit darker in real life, but it's this sort of wine red, beautiful color. I have just gotten past the deep v-neck here, and I have done the arms. The arms are on hold, and I'm currently working my way down for the body part. I am knitting this on 3.5mm needles. I do knit pretty tightly, and I did make a gauge swatch, and I think we're pretty good here. I am making it in medium, and I think that will be good. I do want it to be a little bit oversized, but not too much. So looking at it, I think it will be okay. I haven't tried it yet. And the yarn, it is Sandnes Thin Line, and it is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. It's a very thin yarn, and I do notice that it does split a little bit, which is kind of annoying. And it makes the project kind of go a little slower because I need to keep my eyes on it all the time. I've had a couple times where I needed to drop the stitch and go back a little bit because it had sort of split off. So that's a little bit annoying, but it will be worth it. I can tell that this is something I really will be wearing, and I'm really looking forward to it. So this is my sort of long-term project. I'm hoping to have it done in maybe February, I don't know. It's January now. But yeah, it looks like this, and I'm very excited about it. So the arms will be long. The pattern is a t-shirt, the Cumulus Tee, but I talked to the yarn lady in the local yarn shop, and she said just continue, and I will be doing that. So, and it's just so light. I am on my second skein, so this will be a very light project. and I'm very excited about it. And then I have 2 crochet projects. One of them I can't find. Yesterday I filmed my yarn stash video and I took everything out and I have had to clean everything up. And in that process I don't know exactly where this project is, but I will hopefully find it soon. I haven't prioritized finding it, it was just last night, so. But it is a black headband. It's using the stash and it is my first project using up my stash this year. And it's also a thing I really need. It's really cold right now, and if I want to take a walk outside I need a big hat, or if it's a bit warmer I do need a headband. So it's just a simple black one, and I'll link the tutorial I used down below. Okay, hair is going back because it's already quite warm filming in this wool sweater. So my last project is also a crochet project, and I have shown this before. This is my solid granny square project, and I will say it's actually become too large to properly show you. I did get more yarn since last time we spoke. I was a bit unsure if I wanted to do 60 squares, 60 of this size square. It has 6 rows in the main color and then 2 rows of the black border, and this is how one looks. So I was a bit unsure if I wanted to make 60 squares and a border, or if I wanted to make 90. 90 would be kind of like a queen or a king bag size. And during Christmas I decided that I wanted to make it 60. It's not going to be a blanket for, you know, me and my husband. It's going to be a blanket for me, for this hobby room, for my crafting room. I want to use it when I'm in here and it's a bit cold. I want to have it on the chair or a little sofa that I plan to have in here. So it doesn't need to be a 2-person blanket. So I'm doing, I think it will be 6 in a row. So it will be pretty wide, and then it will be 10 in the length portion. So it should be pretty good. It will be looking very nice. I have decided on the color scheme now. I had to actually switch around a couple colors. I did start with the pink color, and when I went to buy more of it, the lot had changed a lot. So some of this yarn I got from a friend, and that's sort of what started this project for me, starting to make it and working with the colors I had, and then I had to get more colors or more yarn to sort of finish it off. And the pink part of it was a very different color. I could even see it in the store, and I had to just decide that the 3 squares I had made just wouldn't work, so I needed to buy more of that and start over. And then one of the most beautiful light purple colors, that color is discontinued, it's nowhere to be found, so I had to leave that out too and get a new color, so I got a dark green to replace that. And if you want to see those, so I have 6 extra squares that I can't use in this blanket, but I will be using it for something else during the year, so we'll see. If you want to see them, they are part of the UFO part of my yarn stash video. I did buy enough yarn to do 9 squares, and I will be returning that yarn, but I'm going to wait until I have done the border, because I did also buy too much black, you know, the border color. So I'm going to return it all at the same time. So that's the long story for, it's not going to be as big as I thought it might be, but it's going to be big enough for me and this little room. So I'll just show you a couple. We have some purple here, we have some dark green, we have some light green, and 60 is the goal. I have done all the 60 color ones, and I have maybe 10 to 15 left to just do the border on, so I'm getting pretty close. And then I need to do weave in all the ends. I might do that the same day that I do the Nordheimsundjakke, weaving in of the ends. I don't enjoy weaving in my ends, so I like to sort of bunch it up and get it all done in a day. I have 60, so this is just a few. There's a lot of them down here. And I'm very excited about finishing this project. I started it in, I think it was November. I really look forward to seeing how it will look. So yeah, time to have some coffee, that is what I have been finishing and things I'm currently working on. It's been about a month since I last filmed. It's been Christmas, it's been New Year's. I just did the stash down video yesterday to sort of get a big overview of the yarn I have and what I have to work with. So that's going to be fun, a fun project, a big project for me this year. I also wanted to say that if you haven't had the best Christmas, you're not alone. I sort of just put up the minimum amount of Christmas decorations this year. I feel everyone is talking about how great Christmas they had and a joyful time. And I just wanted to say that I'm so happy for everyone that had a good Christmas, but I don't see many voices online recognizing that not everyone has a good Christmas. Christmas can be hard for many reasons. I just wanted to say that if you didn't have the best Christmas ever, don't feel bad about it. Life happens and you're not alone. So that was my sort of downer thing, but it has been a very hard end of year. And also it is snowing a lot here and it's still snowing outside. It's very dark outside, but the snow helps, so that's pretty cozy. And yeah, I've been knitting along, I've been crocheting along, and I am excited for the new year. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.